This is Krystina. She fell in love with Mark.
I kept cheating so much and I just couldn't stop.
Krystina and Mark have a so-called non-monogamous marriage, which in itself can be called a contradiction. Krystina makes it sound like they're both on board with the decision, but in the video, Mark's true emotions about this decision are both directly and indirectly revealed.
When I did find out, it was very devastating. I was heartbroken, to say the least, about it. I started thinking, oh, maybe I'm not good enough for her.
Mark speaks in past tense about being heartbroken and having feelings of inadequacy. However, he gives clues to still having these emotions and having been forced into quote-unquote liking this new situation.
When I try to be monogamous, I am not the happiest person in the world. I'm kind of like bitchy. So.
You are very bitchy, yeah.
He says this about Krystina, revealing that if she doesn't get her will, she's intolerable or mean.
And I'll let Mark answer if he gets jealous or not.
At the time that I got jealous, she actually had a side piece, and mine
Two
was
of them.
kind of like ghosting me. I had no side piece, but she did, and it kind of made me a little bit jealous.
When Krystina lets Mark answer, we learn that he didn't have a side piece at the time he got jealous, as he says. This jealousy, which is a negative feeling, points to him still not being okay with the decision, or ultimatum as it actually was. Also, feelings of inadequacy don't just disappear, and especially not if your partner desires other partners than you. The idea that he's still not okay with it is supported by what he said earlier about being willing to be monogamous.
At that time, I could have been monogamous with her the rest of my life because I loved her like that.
Combined with what we've been able to observe so far, this doesn't sound like a past wish, but a wish that's still present. Narcissism is defined as excessive interest in or admiration of oneself and comes with the following 4 traits: extreme selfishness, asserting dominance, often in a very overt manner, a strong sense of entitlement, and exploitativeness. When in a relationship, narcissists will often portray their kind of love as special and unique. This is a way of showing off to the world and also to persuade or brainwash their wife and husband into staying in the toxic relationship. Why wouldn't you want to stay in a relationship that's special and unique? Krystina demonstrates all 4 traits in this video. But before hearing Krystina, let's hear the euphemisms that the speaker uses to portray this marriage in a positive light. Decision has already been used as a euphemism for ultimatum.
Rather than let the cheating break the pair up, they decided to explore new experiences as a couple.
In the context of marriage, cheating is a euphemism for infidelity. The phrase "explore new experiences" makes the simple and unflattering truth of what's really going on sound complex and flattering. Also, it's assigned positive linguistic focus in the sentence, thus undermining the cheating part. In our time, the verb explore is frequently used as a euphemism for the euphemism cheating, and also as a euphemism for having many partners.
So the other day there was this girl who sent me a message on Instagram, and she told me that she's very much in love with her boyfriend, like very much, but that she also wants to explore a little bit beyond that relationship, intimately and emotionally. Don't be ashamed or feel guilty of your desires to explore.
These aren't the only words that are used to persuade viewers into thinking that Krystina and Mark's kind of love is acceptable or even recommendable. Krystina and her mother use modern buzzwords and phrases that create an empowerment discourse around Krystina's decision.
And then I cheated on him with like 4 guys. I was always open and honest about it.
Open and honest are both positive adjectives. However, in the context of cheating, a very selfish act, they are highly unusual, but they speak volumes about Krystina's self-perception. Even when describing how she's betrayed her husband, she's able to praise herself. Also, the idea that she was always open and honest about it contradicts Mark's previous word choice.
When I did find out, it was very devastating.
He says, "When I did find out," with vowel stress on did. Implicitly, he brings attention to the existence of a time when he hadn't found out. Krystina continues.
He sees such a difference now that I'm not monogamous. Like, he sees, like, I'm just so much happier.
2020, right?
Yeah, you wish you would have done this years ago, right?
Right.
Again, she uses a word with positive connotations, happier. But in the context of marriage and in the context of a decision that Mark, despite his words, still doesn't sound fully on board with, it gives us an insight into a way of thinking. Her happiness is in the forefront. This is extreme selfishness and a strong sense of entitlement. Words with negative connotations are also used to portray Krystina in a positive light. She creates a narrative where she's the protagonist and everybody who questions her is the antagonist.
The rest of the family we knew would be judgmental. Basically, what they did was go around to everybody else and talk about us behind our back.
Being judgmental is a negative personality trait, at least in our time. And Krystina uses this adjective to portray herself as the positive opposite to people who would oppose her decision. She uses these popular words to her benefit, which is a classic narcissistic trait, making everyone else seem old-fashioned while making oneself seem like a pioneer and strong, exploring new options.
They all want to follow my TikTok, but yet you've been my best friend for 26 years. You've ghosted me. You don't talk to me. You don't answer my texts, but you think that you're going to follow me on TikTok? No, I'm going to block you.
On a side note, don't judge is another popular phrase, even though it's a logical contradiction, because telling someone not to judge is a judgment. The next time someone tells you not to judge, ask them, "Are you judging me for judging?" Next up is Krystina's mom.
Yes, I know there's some haters, and I think Krystina handles it fine because Krystina's a very strong individual.
The empowerment discourse continues with the buzzword strong. Krystina's mom supports her daughter's protagonist-antagonist framework. This framework has a complexity-reducing effect. If you're against her decision, you're a hater. This kind of complexity reduction is often found in narcissists. They intentionally overlook nuances in order to favor their narrative. These self-proclaimed protagonists also frequently use complexity reduction because deep down they actually struggle with the decisions or personality traits that they claim to be proud of. Unwillingly, they themselves point to the fact that they're actually not as strong, happy, and proud as they would like to be perceived. Hence, the need to overcompensate with positive buzzwords and negative words about haters. This is in line with the insecurity that narcissists feel beneath all their prideful layers. The overt dominance that Krystina asserts over Mark is also illustrated by the many times she refers to him as him, even though he's sitting right next to her. She also touches him as if he's a possession.
And then I cheated on him with like 4 guys. He sees such a difference now that I'm not monogamous. Like,
the fact that she treats him as a possession is connected to how Krystina wasn't interested in Mark at first.
We did meet when we were younger in school. I actually had a crush on her. I tried to touch her and she just totally dissed me. So that just made me want her so much more.
This short clip gives us an extensive insight into Mark's mindset and the relationship dynamics. He sees Krystina as a prize, most likely feeling lucky to be with her. This is a damaging mindset to have, as you shouldn't feel inferior to your spouse. This, combined with the feelings of jealousy and inadequacy that Mark mentions, point to Krystina having exploited Mark's feelings about her and about himself. Narcissism is a spectrum. Pointing to narcissistic traits in another person is relatively easy. The sticking point, however, is whether or not these traits have a negative impact on other people. Krystina's narcissistic traits are painfully prominent, and they're expressed via her language in this video and when she makes videos for her 250,000 TikTok followers. These traits are also very damaging for her husband, even though he might not realize it. You could be tempted to call him weak and tell him to stand up for himself, but that's precisely what Mark seems incapable of, which makes him an easy target for Krystina's emotional manipulation.
it took a little while for you to like really comprehend that.
If you want to learn about verbal signs that someone's lying to you, check this video. And if you want to learn more about emotional manipulation, check this video. Links are in the description box below. Please don't forget to press the like button, and if you're new, consider subscribing for more videos. Thanks for your time.